Hello there and welcome to a very special Blood Red podcast. I'm Joe Rimmer and I'm feeling extra small today because I've got two big men alongside me. I've got Blood Red podcast regular, tall Paul Gorst. Hello Paul.
Afternoon, Joe.
Yeah, but you're not looking so tall today, are you?
No, for a change.
No, for a change. You've been overshadowed. I'm delighted to say that joining us, I've got all this written down. It's a three-time WWE champion, a former World Heavyweight champion, a four-time WWE Raw Tag Team champion, a two-time United States champion, a Royal Rumble winner, a Money in the Bank winner, a King of the Ring. He's also a massive Liverpool fan. Hello to WWE superstar Sheamus.
How are you doing?
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on. I'm delighted. Finally, I got to get here and get on the show.
It's been in the works for a little while now, hasn't it?
Yeah, back in, was it November time?
It was November, I just missed you. And then the schedule and everything, like we knew we were going to come back here in April. We come back to UK twice a year for shows, including two TVs that we do. It's the only other country in the world that we do TVs apart from the United States and Canada. So that's great to be back.
Yeah. Enjoying being back in Liverpool?
I am, yeah. We're halfway through the tour already. We've actually done 3 back-to-back tours. We did WrestleMania, which included working Christmas Day and New Year's Day, all the way up to Mania. Then we went straight to South Africa. South Africa, straight back for a day or two, straight back to Saudi Arabia, back here, and then back overseas again. So, excuse me if I don't know what month it is or day it is. The only thing that has me has got my calendar bearings right is the fact that the Champions League is at the end of the month. 28th, right? Or 26th? Shit, I better make sure it's 26th.
You know what?
2 days late. Have you turned on the TV and it's over?
We'll get right into it. We got plenty to get through. We want to talk about your life as a WWE superstar, but let's talk about Liverpool first because what an exciting time it is to be a Liverpool fan.
It's amazing. I mean, like, you're gonna have to cut me off sometimes because I have a chance. Like, all those Dubliners like to waffle, you know. So no, unbelievable. Like, you know, it's just, I think as a Liverpool fan from an early age, like I started supporting Liverpool when I was 7, you know, and I just started playing football. Kind of got like getting into football. I was 7 years old. I'm picking Liverpool, obviously because of the huge Irish contingent for me. You know, Aldridge, Houghton, and such. Staunton was in there as well, Whelan, and I think that you know, for me, watching Liverpool, we were so successful from the beginning. You know, like if we miss out on the double, it would be like crisis time. You know, like how do we miss out on the double again? You know, we're so close to winning so many doubles, and you know, then we, you know, after the Dalglish era, we kind of hit that slump. You know, Souness came in and the team had aged, and then it was just a very, very unfamiliar feeling as a Liverpool fan to like not be winning the league and then not really being in contention to win the league. There's been a lot of ups and downs over the last couple of decades. I mean, since we last won the championship in 1990, we have some great moments in between. Like we obviously won the European Cup in Istanbul that night at 3-3, which was incredible against AC Milan. We won the treble. You know, the FA Cup, League Cup, and then the UEFA Cup. You know, some great highlights. But all to me back then, it really felt like they were just highlights. You know, I never really felt like the way Liverpool team is now. I've never felt as confident the way the team is going forward. It was always like, how do I say this in words? There was a couple of spikes there, and we won a couple of high spots, they call it in wrestling. But like, you never really felt that. At the time, from my experience, that the team was really gonna keep resurging forward, you know, especially when you had United around there at the time and everything. So this time, this feels different. This feels like we're building like momentum every month, every season. With Klopp there as well, and this feels like it's a building process, and this Champions League final feels exactly like that.
You mentioned in November 2015 when Klopp had been at Liverpool about 3 weeks. You kind of said he's the man to lead Liverpool forward. I predict great things, and Liverpool are going to get back to where they were, as you mentioned, in the 80s and so on. You know, how proud have you been to watch that Liverpool team kind of come to fruition this season?
I mean, very proud. Like the way they play football too. Like, I mean, yeah, you know, we're still going through that process of where, you know, we're finding a rhythm. There has been ups and downs. There has been hiccups here and there. But the way they play, they're playing with their heart on their sleeve, you know. they're all playing. You can see how hard they're playing for the manager, and like they're giving everything on the pitch. I love watching them. Like before, like the Rodgers era, I remember I actually was at Anfield and they talked about Rodgers, and there people were like, well, you know, we came so close to the league. But again, that was another high spot for me, you know. Like if they won it, like, you know, the next season, then, you know, we lingered again. And that's what I'm trying to talk about. All these periods of all these like titles or these cups we've won, like the Champions League we won, or like FA Cups are getting close. It just felt like a spike. It never felt like we're building on anything. So when Rodgers was there, I was like, you know, you got to give him the time. People were like, Rodgers here, Rodgers there. But like my mentality is, it always has been, is so being in the public eye. Back in 2012, 2013, I was WWE champion. I was also the baby face. Whoever's familiar with Roman Reigns there, they'll see him. He goes out there every week, and he's considered the good guy, the main good guy at WWE, the kind of face of WWE. And he'll go out there, and they'll boot the crap out of him. You know what I mean? And it's just like, it's become a thing now every week, and every Raw, every pay-per-view. And I went through the same process back then. And social media, Twitter was really starting to pick up. And I'd see all these comments, man, and it'd be like just ripping me apart, you know. And I go out there every TV, every pay-per-view, and I would literally like batter my body up to get people emotionally involved in the matches that I was in. But it's like, you know, when you see all these comments, like, you know, it does get you, because you read them, you know, they're there. Like, you open your social media. The same can be said about the Liverpool team. Like, you know, like when I read stuff like talking about like ripping apart Mignolet, Karius, Lovren. Like, I'm from fellow Liverpool fans. Like, for me, it's like, that's the wrong attitude to have. Like, Liverpool Football Club, it prides itself on being a family club. You know, it's a big family. That's the whole point. It's people coming together, you know, and supporting the team that they love and support. It's like a huge bonding. You know what I mean? Whatever that 90 minutes is, or 120, whatever it is. Like, you have those players and they're part of the team, and it should be the opposite. You should be encouraging them to get better, encouraging them to, you know, to get through whatever rut they're going through. You know, everyone makes mistakes, and of course, being a defender or a goalkeeper, you're more in the public eye. You know, if Salah goes up there and misses a penalty, or he misses an open goal, which you've seen from like, they all do it. You know what I mean? We're all human. Like, there's not as much critique on them as there would be, you know, in the back. So there's a lot of pressure, but my mentality has always been to support those guys. Like, and you can see how much Karius and Lovren have come on.
Yeah, well, I was going to follow that up with, you must be so impressed by the likes of Karius, Lovren. Jordan Henderson has had a lot of stick in the past, and those guys have really come to the fore this season, haven't they?
They have. Karius too, you know, like, Karius is young. People forget how young he is. And it takes time to adapt to a different game and a different league and different surroundings. And like, when what's the keeper for United called again? When he came in the beginning, he wasn't what he is now.
No. Yeah.
You know, he made a fair share of errors, fair share of mistakes. Like, he was wobbly in there, but like, now he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, because he just, you know, like, it just takes time. Yeah. And Karius already is showing that form. I think he's a great shot stopper. Yeah. And the more and more he gets in there, especially with Van Dijk coming in, like, I think Van Dijk, like, I don't want to jump ahead because I'm sure you got a lot of questions. You know, it's just, I'm passionate about it, so I'll just talk about it. But like, Van Dijk coming in there has just changed the whole dynamic of that back. Like, you have a leader in there, and I think that's exactly what Karius and Lovren needed.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Van Dijk, he's helped to come in and kind of calm it down, as you say. And I think Liverpool finished with 17 clean sheets, which is the most since 2009. How much of an impact has he played in doing that?
Huge impact. Like, he's just taken the bull by the horns, they say. Like, I'd say something else, but this is a podcast. But like, he's just gone in there and just stuck his foot in and said, look, this is the way it's going to be. And he's been supportive of the entire back four, and the other three around him, and the keeper. And it's just like, you can see the difference he's made already. In such a short period of time, he's just gone in there and taken over, and that's exactly what Liverpool needed. Like, we've had like great like leaders in the, like, I can't remember. So Hyypiä was a great centre half for me. Like, he really was. And I think in this form, and Hyypiä to me was one of the best centre halves we had since Hansen. Yeah. So I think that, like, with Hyypiä there, He's kind of in that shade, but I feel like he's younger and he's got a lot more to him. Van Dijk than Hippie had. No disrespect, Hippie was amazing. That's why we won what we won. You know what I mean? He was a great centre half, but like I really feel like this is. Oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, there's a great parallel to me because I think there's a lot of similarities between Van Dijk and Hippie, the way they command, the way they win the ball, but he's got so much more. With respect to Hippie on the deck, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and I feel like maybe younger, but he's also got a lot more speed, a bit more presence than Hippie had.
Yeah, I suppose it all comes down to Klopp, though, doesn't it? And how impressed have you been by how quickly he's made Liverpool into it? This is the first season back in the Champions League, and already they're a European force, aren't they?
They are. He's given them a lot of self-belief. You'll never really hear him tear the players down. He's always supportive of their play. And when I look, for example, look at Oxlade-Chamberlain. Like for example, that was goal of the season. He got, I think it was one against Man City. Like unbelievable. Like it's such a shame that he got injured, but he made a huge difference. Even like you can see like it's like interviewers and stuff like even like Sky Sports and all these other so I get to see a lot of the games through NBC in the States. So it's free on TV, you know what I mean? Not mean to rub it in over here, but I used to have a hard time getting my dad to pay for the Sky Sports package back in the day, you know what I mean? Come on, Dad, please, I'll mow the grass 5 times a day, you know what I mean? Anything to get so I could watch the football. And,
try and get past my girlfriend.
But you get to see it, and you see everyone gravitates, he has that personality, everyone just gravitates towards Klopp, everyone wants to know what he has to say, and he's just very, very... He's just such a great personality. He's very down to earth, got no ego whatsoever, and he just loves football, and he wants to play football, and he wants to win.
And obviously you mentioned the likes of Van Dijk and Karius. What can you say of Mohamed Salah? Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Jesus, I actually met him with Cesaro. We were at Rome. Might have been a year ago, actually. Was it a year ago?
Oh, it was back in November, wasn't it? Was it SmackDown, was it?
No, it's Raw. We were in Roma for a live event, and we met him. We met him and your man for the old Arsenal keeper now just went to Juventus.
Oh, Chesney.
Chesney, yeah. He just kept making Ed Sheeran jokes the whole time. I was like, mate, it was funny after the 5th time.
Chesney did?
Yeah. Kept calling me Ed Sheeran. I wanted the bro kick. I was going to rub it in about the Arsenal, but I was like, I won't say anything. We're just guests here, Roma. But Salah was great. Again, totally down to earth. Wasn't sure he knew much about wrestling. Came over, real nice, took pictures and all. It was class. Yeah. And then a year later, he's tearing it up at Liverpool. But unbelievable season. But I don't with Salah, amazing. But look at the support around him. Look who's around him too. It's like everybody is complimenting everybody. Yeah. That's why I never really like picking out one player or highlighting on one player. It's because there's a lot of moving parts. Firmino's had an unbelievable season. Mane, Henderson. Unfortunately, Lallana's been injured a lot. But it's just a lot of moving parts. Emir Khan as well. So hope we don't lose. But if he wants to go, he wants to go. We'll find somebody else and someone better.
Seems like a really great team spirit at Liverpool right now. Can you draw any parallels between that and WWE, locker room type spirit?
Yeah, I think it's well known. Me, Cesaro, and Rusev were the 3 Europeans. Rusev, of course, is a Real Madrid fan. Now, I don't know why, because I always slag Rusev off, because he's Bulgarian. I'm Irish and I support Liverpool, right? But it's a strong tie between Ireland and Liverpool, especially with I mentioned the Irish players. Barcelona had Stoichkov, who's Bulgarian, right? And he still supported Real Madrid. That just blows my mind. I bring it up and he's just trying to change the subject the whole time. But in fairness, he is an avid Real Madrid fan, But I think me, Cesaro, and Rusev, the 3 of us have that dynamic. We'll all look out for each other. We all same type of personality, sense of humor. But we'll all go back and forth and bicker each other now and again, like 3 brothers, you know what I mean? That dynamic.
Who does Cesaro support? Because you've seen him on Raw with the Liverpool kits, but is
he lost the bet, he had to wear that.
Right.
Well, also was in Manchester, so he likes his biggest team is Juventus.
Yeah. Right.
He loves Juventus, and I think he was a big fan. So he's obviously Swiss, and obviously Ireland and Bulgaria haven't qualified for the World Cup, so probably me and Rusev would probably have to end up buying Switzerland football kits. But he I always slag him off, like, so we're always having to go at each other. So I did a couple of interviews, and I was like, Cesaro loves young boys. And he gets hot at me because there's a team called Young Boys in Switzerland, which is very shady. But he gets really hot on me, you know. So Juventus is his team, because I don't think he can tell people he likes Young Boys, because it doesn't, the football club, I mean.
So you're going to be watching the final with Rusev, are you? Or?
No, he's going to be in Bulgaria, and I'm going to be somewhere in the States. So after all these tours and everything, I'd love to go to the game. I'd love more than anything to go to the game. I mean, after all these tours, I don't know. I wouldn't know where to. First of all, I wouldn't know where to start to get a ticket, and then two, with all these, with all the tours I've done as well, I'm kind of looking to get back home. But also on top of that, I wouldn't want to take a ticket away from somebody, you know, who's been to all the games. There's a lot of people who come in like that. I remember watching, like, I used to go to Ireland games all the time. Like, you know, before Ireland were popular, when my dad, he'd bring me all the time. Like before the 1990 World Cup and Euro '88. And then you couldn't get a ticket because all these corporate people were coming in and taking everything. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of these people just go in for the final and all, and that takes away from the hardcore fans who, you know, spend all their money to go to every game, travel across Europe. You know, so I wouldn't want to take a ticket away from one of those people.
So what's the plan for the final then?
Well, we go to Boston after this tour. A week from Tuesday, so I might just stay in Boston, and I might just try and find a good Liverpool supporters bar there, because I live in Nashville now, and there's not too many good Liverpool supporters bar, and I want to be there where there's an atmosphere. So if I can get to Boston, stay in Boston for a couple of days. It wouldn't hurt, you know, just to try and find a good place.
And there's plenty of links to Boston and Liverpool, isn't it? Obviously, the
Huge.
owners are from there, and it's that kind of Celtic connection.
Yeah, I might pop over to the owners, you know. Over his gaff, might go out, pop in, you know. I probably won't be there, so if he wants me to take care of the gaff, I'll take care of the gaff, you know.
Twitter inbox.
So you're confident about the final?
Of course I am. You have to be. Like, we're there for a reason. You know, we're not there to make up the numbers. We're there because we deserve to be there. We demolished City. We demolished Roma in the first game. The second game, I just feel like... Actually, I talked to Aldridge a lot. John Aldridge. I have close ties with John, with John, it's kind of like, I talked to him after the game, their second game, and he was a bit down about it, but my mentality was, I feel like they did take the foot off the pedal a bit, because I feel like that they saw themselves through. And they got a bit of a heart attack at the end, but I don't think there was any ever danger of us not going through.
Yeah, I think with the final, the semi-final, I think like the last 10 minutes, Roma needed 3 just to force extra time. I think if you look at it in terms of just the cold hard facts of it, it looks closer than it was. As you say, I don't think Liverpool were in any real danger of slipping into extra time and maybe going out.
That Milner goal, though, that was something else, to be honest. But yeah, I just think they took the foot off the pedal a little bit, and you know, it was just one of those things. But I don't think there was any ever danger of not going through.
Yeah. Talk about playing football when you were younger. Did you play a lot of football? Did you play in a certain position, for example? Or?
Yeah, I tore my Achilles when I was about 11 years old. So I ended up going and goal. So we'd have basically the school I was in, it's Dublin City, they had this wall in the back, because we're like part of the how would you call it, Department of Education, right? So it's a small Irish primary school, and then the Departments of Education, so there are always stuff going on around there. And there was like, outside the school, there was like a wall. So one of the guys came in, because we always play football against the wall, put our jumpers down for goalposts, and he basically painted a goal, and I put a mural of Paki Bonner, like, making a save. It was a national hero back in like 88, 89. So we used that goal, but I always went in goal for a game of World Cup, whatever, knockout World Cup, you scored a goal, you go through. So I started playing in goal then. And then I played Gaelic football, which is our national sport. It's a mixture of soccer and rugby, football and rugby. I've been in America too long. And so I played that, and I also played centre half as well. I was shite in front of goal. I couldn't score to save my life. I'm good at taking people out and putting the ball in, in the stands and getting it out of there. But and goalkeeper, I love playing goal as well. Not many people did, but I just love going and goal.
I saw this video, great video on Twitter, of Brock Lesnar and Cesaro was in the video in Saudi Arabia.
Playing football.
Are there any handy superstars at football?
First of all, there was no way I was going to go out there. Being a ginger hair, like 110 degree weather was a no-go for me. That was. People were asking me why I wasn't out there. Well, because it was like in the middle of the desert, so it doesn't bode well.
It was just the climate.
Well, yeah, it's like 110 degrees or something. Like, so it would have been like maybe 50 degrees, 45 degrees, sun beating down. I would have been toast, man. I would have been the same colour as this mug in 5 minutes. But yeah, Rusev, Tony's good. I'm trying to think who else will be good at the ball. Like, we normally have a kickabout. Cesaro brings the football with him now on all the tours. So before the match, we'll warm up and just have a kickabout, try and keep the ball up, you know. Rusev's good, obviously. Harper's not bad, actually. Harper's pretty good. I'm trying to think who else. Harper, and who else will play? One of the Usos.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anyone that's sort of that we wouldn't know about who is a football or soccer fan?
Well, we have so everyone plays FIFA now. The most popular game now on the Switch. We all have our Switches with us, especially with all the travel. Is FIFA, and Seth Rollins is a huge FIFA turned into a huge football fan. And he's a West Ham fan somehow.
West Ham, yeah, okay. West Ham fan, isn't he?
Dan Humphries. Well, Dan Humphries has brainwashed Triple H and Seth Rollins, I think. Right, Arnie?
They don't know who Dan Humphries is, but yeah.
Oh yeah, nobody does, but he's there. He exists in the shadows, and he's an avid West Ham fan. He's trying to brainwash people into supporting West Ham, so he can get VIP privileges.
Lifetimes of misery.
I've tried it. It's too late for me. By the time I get there, Dan Humphries has already done the damage.
Of course, there's a Robbie Brookside effect, and there seems to be a growing number of blues as well. Fandango.
I saw Robbie Brookside the other day, and I said, "Robbie, what's the crack?" Yeah, he comes over. He's like, "I was just standing there against the wall before TV," and he just comes over, shaking his head, like just already like bitter and broken. Why are you looking? You know what I mean? Why are you looking so smug? I was like, "I'm not, Robbie. How's it going?" He goes, "So you're gonna watch the final?" "Yeah, I'm gonna buy a Real Madrid kit." He tells me, like, so he's very, very bitter.
Yeah.
Very bitter.
Okay, I'm going to put you on your toes. Another WWE Championship or a belt of your choosing, or Liverpool win the European Cup on May 26th.
I'll take Liverpool. We win the European Cup.
Yeah, good answer.
I mean, we see all that stuff I've won there. The only other title I need though is the Intercontinental Championship. So I can wait for that. Let Liverpool win the European Cup, and then I'll wait a little bit before I take the IC title and complete the set.
We'll open that up a bit further. WrestleMania main event or Champions League final?
All right.
Oh, yes, these questions are unfair. Yeah, they're both special, man. They're both very, very special. As I said, I obviously want to see. I love the main event WrestleMania, and I obviously want to see Champions League because I you know, you can't ask these questions. It's not fair. Not fair questions.
So, talking of WrestleMania then. Paul, I don't think so, and I've never been lucky enough to go.
It's on my bucket list.
Yeah. And I've been to a Champions League final. How do they compare in terms of, is that sort of atmosphere, the big game, the sort of hairs on the back of your neck sort of?
Yeah, it's I mean, two massive events, like WrestleMania is very, very special. It's hard to describe. Like, I still remember my first WrestleMania 26. I remember just going out there against Triple H. I remember walking out, and I used to like arenas so I actually had my first dark match in Manchester in 2006, trying to get a job. And I ran out, me and a guy called Ray Senior and another fella ran out. We were supposed to take like moves off DX, Triple H and Shawn. And I remember like after I took whatever, a pedigree, I was rolled to the floor. I just remember like the noise of the crowd. There was like 20,000 people there at the Even News Arena. So then I went to Mania. I thought there was nothing bigger than that, you know. And then you do that every week, and then you go to Mania, and you walk out, and there's like 80,000 people, and it's just like it's football, like a massive, like walking out Wembley, and then just this noise, this booming noise coming down, and like my legs went to jelly and all. It's an incredible experience, an incredible show. Like it's literally all the bells and whistles. It's a different vibe to the European Cup or Champions League final. Completely different vibe. It lasts a lot longer. There's more matches. There's a huge different variety. You know, it's just the same type of deal. The crowd are very, very much involved. That's why when we come to the UK and Ireland, like it's like you know, we get all these chants after the Raw after Mania. It's all the UK crowd, UK Europeans, Irish, you know what I mean? They're all over there, and they're all like, when they go to football, like, you know, there's chants, there's the songs, there's all that stuff. That all happens. That's why they said the Raw after Mania. But like they're like the Americans, like Raw after Mania, like, oh, it's this crazy thing. No, it's not. Like, if you go overseas and back to Ireland and the UK, you'll see this happens every Saturday or every Sunday at football matches. You know, it's just people having the crack, not sitting on their hands, just there to enjoy themselves, as opposed to critique everything. Not saying Americans do critique everything, I'm just saying, like, it's just a different type of mentality. Like, you go to American games like hockey and stuff like that, and football, they're like, they have people there and cheerleaders and stuff. We don't need that over here. It's just like, it's very much passion. Like, you're passionate from the word go. You're there because you want to be there, not because you're trying to fill some time.
The Raw after WrestleMania is kind of, it was kind of organic the way over the last 10 years it's developed into that.
Yeah.
It's been quite smart of the company to kind of pick up on that and turn it into like an event itself.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you say, it is very much like being a hostile European away day type of thing. It is that kind of atmosphere, isn't it? It
is, absolutely. And it's like, the one thing I've learned over the time, I remember, again, Ray Senior telling me, like, I remember having my first tryout, I had these wraps on my hands, you know. I had this thing, this gimmick, the fiery red hand, used to call it. It was all the kind of like ethos of mythology of Ireland, you know what I mean? And I'd have it, and I started to unravel, and I was trying to like hide it in the match. And like, he, you know, one thing he told me that day, which stood to me the rest of my career, or up till now, was like, you know, never ignore anything that's right in front of you, you know what I mean? Never try and hide it. And that's the same thing with WWE, that, you know, when something happens, they acknowledge, instead of just trying to push under the rug, they acknowledge it, you know, and that's why the company is always got the cutting edge.
I want to ask you, preparing for a WrestleMania event, I suppose for many footballers preparing for a World Cup or preparing for a Champions League final, there must be certain things that they do. Do you have certain things that you do, or how big is it in your preparations for an event like that?
Well, for me and Cesaro, I can speak for him, is that there are people who like they'll cut down their diet, and the first thing is making sure you get onto WrestleMania. Yeah. Like, even though it's a stacked show, like, you get on, but like, you obviously want that singles match or that tag match. You want that focus as opposed to being a battle royal. That's number one. Number two, like, there are guys who cut down and they watch their diet, like, for the months so they can go in shredded and get those pictures. For us, it's like, that's what we do all the time. We're always in the gym, we're always training, we're always watching our diet, we're always pushing as hard as we can. So it's like WrestleMania all year round. It's like, so football, right? I know, like, the Champions League is going to finish now, and then the World Cup's going to start, so the players aren't going to get too much time off for the next season. But for us, we don't get time off. No. Like, we're on the road, like, as I said, at least 4 days a week, including 3 non-TV matches and 1 TV show. And then, like, stuff like this, we're on tour now for like 16 days. Before that, we're on tour for like 10 days. Before that, so, and then we're like, next month we have a tour in Japan, that'll be a 10-day tour, then the month after that will be in South America. So there's always, we're always going. There's no time off. I mean, it just doesn't stop. And the only time you get time off is really if you're hurt and you have to go off and get something done, which, touch wood, or that's not even wood, where's it? There you go. There is one in the chair, yeah.
Yeah, it's very much a punishing schedule, isn't it? And it's something that has affected a lot of wrestlers over the years. They've had to take a few months off to recover from this injury or that injury. But you know, if you're not injured, you're on the road, aren't you?
Yeah.
It must be really tough to kind of get used to.
It is. I mean, the wrestling part's great crack. I mean, getting in that ring, walking down the aisle, it's brilliant. Like, it's the other stuff that kind of just is a pain in the arse. But you just get on with it. Like the travel, the airplane travel, delays are the worst. You know, like, sometimes you get up at 4 a.m. to catch a 6 o'clock flight, and then you get in early to the city. The car rides can be tough on your body. I think that the travel to me is harder on my body than wrestling, like, physically, because you're just stuck in the car for 5 hours. Like, you say 5 hours, like, I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to think of the scope of, like, if you do a drive here, like, 5 hours. You know, it's just different type of geography over there. Like, there's all those highways and stuff, but like, you drive put it this way, 350 miles after a show, getting in at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and then getting up next day, and then doing a show, and then driving another 300 miles sometimes. It's a bit mad, like.
And they're not even considered big journeys, are they, over there?
No, I've drove actually talking to Scott Armstrong last night, who's one of the producers. He was a referee. I remember I drove from Oklahoma to Indianapolis, and it took us. I drove 7 hours straight. It was 400 miles. I just.
Nuts. How do you keep that kind of schedule and follow Liverpool, follow football?
With my phone that Ernie has over there. It's great. I have the NBC app, and I can basically get on the NBC app and watch the games live. Most of the time, I wake up early in the morning. I'll sacrifice sleep to watch the games are on NBC, which pretty much any hotel room has. So I'll turn it on, and there'll be 3 games in a row, which is amazing. There'll be like, depending if you're on the East Coast, there'll be a 7:30 in the morning game. I'm trying to think, 7:30, like 9, and then it'll be like 12 o'clock game. So there's always just at least 3 games on in the season.
You must have watched some games in some crazy places though, when you're on the road, or maybe in Japan or whatever.
Yeah, Canada's the worst because Canada doesn't have the football on the TV. No. If it does, the hotels don't have it. But I just use a thing called Tunnel Bear on my phone, so it just pretends I'm in America so I can watch the games. It's always a way. It's always a way.
Is there a game that kind of sticks out where you're up at maybe like 4 in the morning in like Japan or anything like that just to watch Liverpool?
Yeah, I've definitely watched games abroad. I've actually went to Australia. Was it like a couple of years, maybe last year? I remember watching the game. I remember it was at 2 o'clock in the morning or something. I think it was. Maybe was it that, or I can't remember. It's like I remember being up like watching the football. Or no, I actually was in wasn't India. I think it was. Jeez, where would it have been? It might have been South Africa, or it might have been the Middle East somewhere. I was watching. Actually, the Middle East might have been watching the game. I'm trying to remember here. Dubai or something. Watching the game at like 12 or something. It's just been weird.
Australia's tough. I remember watching a derby with my mate who was a blue in a club at like 3 in the morning. Everyone's dancing on the dance floor, and we were like, we're on the TV. It was 2-2.
I was in Sydney watching the England Wales game was on, so we were upstairs. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. Everyone was bleeding, hammered, and somebody broke a television set, like one of those massive TV sets. So everyone was. It was a bit of chaos, turned into chaos. But again, 2 o'clock in the morning watching football, everyone on the lash. It's probably not good for the equipment, you know. The electrical equipment.
Probably the worst one I ever did was 5 o'clock in the morning for England Algeria in the World Cup.
It's just not worth it.
I was in San Francisco and 0-0. It's like,
the worst, absolute worst. 0-0 when you stay up. That's the worst. When you stay up like at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, even 5 in the morning to watch a 0-0 draw. I remember actually being in Ireland watching the 94 World Cup. And one game that stuck out to me. It was in the USA. And I watched Spain against, I think it was South Korea. And Spain went 2-0 up, and South Korea pulled it back to 2-2. It was an unbelievable game. Like, I was, again, one of the rare times of, I didn't get any sleep at all. I went back to work. I was in school, went to work on the Saturday morning, but that was crazy, great game. I couldn't go to bed. Like I was watching, it was a great game.
94, do you remember all those rant? You must remember that.
Oh yeah.
He
still tweets the one against Italy.
Forward roll, yeah.
That's great. Yeah, a lot of like. It wasn't as dynamic as some of the celebrations today, you know, but it was still class. What about the '88 when they're out and scoring against England?
A little bit.
Am I really that old? Am I? Jesus.
But I'm not at the World Cup this year. I have to say, I'm not much of an international football fan, but a World Cup without Ireland is not really a World Cup.
Yeah, Wales aren't in there either, right? No Wales, no Ireland, no Northern Ireland, and they were so close as well. Both teams are getting through. Scotland, they're not going in.
Northern Ireland against Switzerland, wasn't it, in the playoff?
Yeah, the Swiss beat them. Fifth Finlay is from Northern Ireland, and Cesaro, so yeah, they went through. But I still think, I probably get a lot of heat for this, but I still think they should combine the Northern Ireland Republic of Ireland team. I'd like the rugby. Like the rugby, they have it combined. I just think you have so much talent now in Northern Ireland, you have a lot of talent on the Republic. If you just combine them, you have a much stronger team. As opposed to 2 teams sitting at home for a World Cup. Maybe they could go to the World Cup together, you know. A lot of people disagree with me on that, but I just feel like remember 78 or 82, we had Liam Brady and There's a few other players we had, Kevin Moore, and then of course like you have the Northern Ireland team, Pat Jennings, and you know, I just feel like we're really handicapping ourselves with the talent we have.
Before we wrap this up, can we talk a little bit about your career at the moment?
Yeah.
Obviously now on the blue brand on SmackDown, how have you been enjoying that?
It's great. You know, it's a bit of a different situation for me because with Raw it was 3 hours, SmackDown's 2 hours. It's a bit more laid back on SmackDown. Yeah. It's a new challenge for us. You know, different schedule, but like we just continue to do what we always do. We always go out there and give it our all. I still feel like me and Cesaro are super underrated for what we can do. We never had a bad match. We go out there and we elevate anyone we wrestle against. And I just think that there's nobody better than the two of us. And given the opportunity on SmackDown, we can show that again. It's just sometimes it's like anything wrestling. It can be frustrating where you're at. A lot of it depends on storylines and what you're involved in. But like you just gotta keep the head down and keep working away. There's no point looking for excuses. That's why like I created this Celtic Warrior Workouts YouTube channel, which has helped me just kind of put a lot of energy into that too. Because you know, for me, it's all about, I have a lot of energy, I have a lot of like motivation and passion. And one thing that really helped me was like, before me and Cesaro started feuding, I was kind of going through the motions. I wasn't really enjoying my training. I kind of got stuck in a rut. And like, you know, I adapted this brave change philosophy, which is basically an idea where, you know, I wanted to start challenging myself again, stepping outside my comfort zone. And that's what I've started training with other people. Other trainers, other personal trainers, and other, you know, gym experts. And that helped get me back in the shape I wanted to be and motivated me again to stick it back into fifth gear. And that's the whole point. Like my idea now with the Celtic Warrior YouTube channel is that I want people to try and follow that, because I know there's a lot of people out there they sign up for a gym membership and they go through the motions and they don't get anywhere. And, you know what I mean? I know there's so many people. There's so many people. There's so many people. So that's why I did it. So that's me. I'm doing other people's workouts and I fail miserably at them. Like I'm huffing and puffing at the end. Puking loads of times, you know. But that's the whole point. It's like I'm stepping inside my comfort zone. I'm showing people like, look, listen, I've been training since I was 16 years old, and I get blown up and I get like, you know, sick and I puke, but like, and I get like. Sometimes it looks like it's my first day in the gym ever, but that's just to motivate other people. Say, look, if this is me, you know, there's no shame. You know, you just leave your ego out there and just any way you can enjoy your workout and look at some of the workouts I do, and maybe you can, you know, you can take something from them that will, you know, help motivate you in the gym again. My whole philosophy was all I know is I know nothing, because if you go in with that mentality that you don't know anything, you're so much. There's so much, you can learn so much more, you know, you just open your mind up and you drop your ego at the door and you just, you know, you take it all in and just learn from it and get better and enjoy your workouts.
And SmackDown tonight at the Echo Arena.
What's
on the card there?
I think everybody's going to be there. AJ, Shinsuke, myself, Cesaro, the Club, the Bludgeon Brothers, Usos, New Day, all the girls, Becky Lynch, who's awesome, another fellow Irish lass, Naomi, Lana, I'm trying to think who else will be there. Sin Cara will be there. Alistair Black will be there. The show is stacked. It's going to be a great show. It's always great when you come to Liverpool as well. You know, it's funny, when I used to do these Liverpool shows, they always used to be on a Sunday for some reason. But this now is on a weeknight. You know, Sunday shows are a little bit lazier, but like I feel like I know it's going to be a great show, and I'm just delighted to be back here. Yeah. So much so that, you know, when we go to Manchester, I always sing You'll Never Walk Alone, which the Manchester fans love. I couldn't believe how much they loved it, you know. Yeah. So it's great, which we can talk about. Do we talk about that?
No, I know we haven't, so do tell us more about winding the Manchester fans up.
So obviously as a Liverpool fan, there's always that, like, you know, the animosity between ourselves and Manchester United. Like, as I said, we go back to like the 90s and stuff, like it was hard, you know, especially watching United come out of their rut and kind of take over the whole scene. And they wouldn't be shy about gloating about it either. So, you know, there's definitely that rivalry that's been there with United and Liverpool for such a long time, especially because the cities are so close to each other. But the first time I did it, I guess I was wrestling Roman Reigns, and Roman, again, babyface, but kind of getting a mixed reaction.
I think we did a story on that. Remember you did?
Yeah.
So I just took the microphone and on the cuff just sang I'll Never Walk Alone. And then on TV, I convinced Sarah to throw on a Liverpool kit. We went out, we had our kilts on and we had our jackets on. And much to the delight of the Manchester faithful, we took our gear off and showed our Liverpool kits.
Yeah. This one you're wearing now?
That's the one I'm wearing now. They had the shorts on, the socks on, the whole shebang. Yeah. And we actually won the tag titles there, much again to the dismay of the Man United fans. Actually, so much so, there was so much heat that when we got to the stage, a bottle whizzed by my head and missed me by like 2 inches. Literally, I just felt this bottle. I was like 100 miles an hour, man. I don't understand why, because the stage was here and the crowd were all the way over there. Like, it must have been like, I don't know how he threw it so hard and so fast, because surely would have lost momentum, but that thing just missed me by that much. It was great. It was unbelievable. The reaction to taking off the jackets and showing the Liverpool kit was just unbelievable. It was one of the highlights. Bubba Ray Dudley actually tried to basically take credit, but he's not even a football fan, and he didn't do what we did. So stick it, Bubba.
Cesaro, did he enjoy that as well?
He loved it, yeah.
Yeah.
It took a bit of convincing for Vince to let us to do it. Really? I had to go in, because he was. Why would you want to do that? Because his mind was like, you got your own T-shirts, right? Like, why would you wear your own merch? It's like, no, this is gonna be special. So it's like, do what you want. So.
You see them do it a lot for American audiences. They often wind American audiences up about their sports teams. Do they not? Does Vince maybe not quite understand the same dynamic for soccer teams? I
don't think it's the same over there. Like, here's the thing with American football sports teams, and the sport's a huge thing over there. But like, teams move cities.
That's true, yeah.
Right?
Comes to London, isn't it? I think so.
Yeah, teams move cities. But Liverpool in like Brighton, you know what I mean? Liverpool football moving to Brighton. It's like. That blows my, I don't understand how that can happen. Like, so if your team moves cities, then, there are avid sports fans. That's a great thing about sports or supporting any team. It's like, whatever's happening in your life, whatever's going on, or whatever you hate your boss, or, you maybe don't dislike your job, or you're tired of your job. Like, it just gives you that opportunity to go in and just, switch off. Arnie, all right there?
Yeah, good.
Good, Arnie. Thanks, Arnie. So it just gives you that option to turn off, to switch off, and just enjoy the football. Like, that's why, like, when politics and stuff comes into sports, it doesn't work, because people want to like switch off and just enjoy their team and enjoy the game. I think over here it's different. You don't move teams. Your team is there for life. Your great granddad, your granddad, your dad, your son, they're like your grandson. Like, it's engraved in the family. You know what I mean? It's like Shankly said, football. What was it? Shankly said it's more. It's not a matter of life and death. It's much more important than that, right? And that's what he's saying. It's like, it's engraved in our culture. It's engraved in who we are. Whether you like football, whether you like rugby, whatever it is, but it's the sports that go deeper. The team sports and the club sports, and it's a different mentality over here than it is, because like you'll find over there, even in the States too, you'll find them like people living in San Diego will like the Eagles for whatever reason, or they went to college there. So like it's not handed down. You know what I mean? So that's the difference, I feel. Like, it's not like this is like you grow up and you grow up a fan. Your dad brings you to the club when you're as soon as you're old enough to go to the club, and that's just the way it is. Like, it's part of your it's just engraved in your family and your culture and your city and who you are, which goes back to the Liverpool team, which I want to say, like, a lot of people are talking about Salah, and Salah's unbelievable, especially when I remember he was at Chelsea, and then they offloaded him, which Chelsea don't have, dropped the ball on a lot of great players. That's for us, that's that became an unbelievable opportunity. I'm struggling with words right now because I've been on the road for so long. But I think, like, there's a lot of great players. Van Dijk has come in. Lovren's had probably one of the best seasons he's ever had. Trent Alexander-Arnold, unbelievable find. It reminds me of Rob Jones. Remember we found Rob Jones from Crew Alexander in '92? It's that kind of vibe. Like, there's a lot of youth in that team. There's a lot further they can go. It's not like an aging team. It's a young team. and there's already a lot of experience in there. And I'm so excited, not just for the Champions League final on 26, but also for the future of Liverpool Football Club. I'm ready for them to take it up, take this Champions League football, knock Real Madrid off their perch, who are an aging team. You know, I mean, I can't stand it if like you know, Ronaldo does nothing in a game, scores and takes his shirt off as if he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Does that not rub you up the wrong way?
Yes.
It's the worst, especially one against Juventus in the second leg in Madrid. He was the nothing the whole game. They got a penalty, which I don't think was a penalty, and Buffon gets sent off, and then he scores a penalty and takes his shirt off. Like, what a tosser!
Can we finish with I want a score prediction for the final?
I think it's going to be Liverpool 3, Real Madrid 1.
I hope you are right. Sheamus, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Absolute.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. It's been great.
Look forward to seeing you in action tonight.
Yeah, great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.